Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, you know? Just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties. Welcome back to another amazing, beautiful, wonderful, hot, and sexy episode of the podcast. My name is Hannah, your host, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys on this beautiful little Tuesday afternoon. I am on the brink right now. I'm on the brink, but we are in our healing era, so I don't have time to scream and cry and yell and freak out. No. Adulthood things. I just sat down and recorded a full 2.5 hour episode, and I recorded it in the wrong frame rate. As you guys can tell by the last episode, I fucked up, okay? It was giving 70s VHS. It was giving scary videotape. It was not the most gorgeous thing to observe with your eyes. It was definitely a little grainy, a little scary. But hey, sometimes you mess up. It was the end of retrograde. You really just gotta roll with it, make the best of what you can. And so that is what I did last week. But then this week my dumbass did the same exact fucking thing. So instead of uploading, it was a good podcast. Funny, laugh, haha, great time, good podcast. But the fucking video quality was so bad, I just could not upload it for you guys. Usually, I just do the best with what I can and put it out there, but I'm a grown woman with a grown woman podcast, and I don't want to be putting out content that is not just the best that I possibly can. So we're going to redo that 2.5 hours, you guys. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have yet to smoke, probably also why I'm on the brink. I was really just rolling off of caffeine for that first episode. So cheers. Let's hit this. I have a Jersey Mike sub on the way currently. It is about to be delivered. We'll munch a little bit live on the podcast. It'll be great. We'll get some food in us, some weed in us. Life is good, I promise. It is not worth ending. You just have to feed yourself and take a deep breath and things will be okay. So let's do that real quick before we dive into all of your questions. Hopefully I didn't hit the pen so hard that I go nonverbal. I had big plans for the day. I was going to get my podcast done. Me and my boyfriend were going to go out to lunch, get lunch, go buy some flowers, go buy some dirt. I was going to redo my whole entire front balcony. Just to kind of get some life out there, get some new patio furniture. One of my main goals this spring is to really spend more time outside, and spending time outside doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes you can just do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't necessarily have to be in the woods, becoming one with the moss on the forest floor. You can just step outside your front door. It doesn't have to be the most extreme case scenario. Sometimes it's just my getting outside for the day was having my morning coffee out on my patio. But I gotta make it a little bit more warming, welcoming, inviting. My landlord is kind of a G, and he dropped off some planters for me. He was offering a discount on rent. Get $100 off in spring and fall if you plant flowers outside. And I'm like, okay, say no more. I'm on it. I got you. So that was the plan for today. Because it's been raining all week, and I haven't really been able to do anything other than redo and redecorate the inside. And now that it's sunny and 85, oh my God, I want to be outside. I want to redecorate out there. I'm actually filming a current bedroom makeover video on YouTube, so go subscribe. I believe it's at Smoke Sesh Shoddy on YouTube. I think you can look up Hannah Marlene as well. Thank you for all the love on the 420 video. Go watch it if you haven't. I'm hoping to have more DIY vlogs, hang out with me videos up on there. So currently I am redoing my bedroom because, listen, when I'm off an edible at 2 a.m., I do not want to feel like I'm in a psych ward. I want to feel like I'm in my comfy, cozy princess tower. And it was giving a little bit too much psych ward. We had to stop, redo, and I wanted to put it into a video for you guys. So I was going to go get some flowers, some plants. I think that's on pause. I think that's the plan for tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, the days I record, which are Monday, Tuesday, are kind of like my Saturday, Sunday. So I really do try and take advantage of it as much as I can and really just make sure I'm doing everything I want to do, which it's hard to fit as many things into it as you possibly can. But hey, all you can do is really try. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? Anyways, yeah, instead of having a literal mental breakdown over the podcast, why not pause, take a deep breath, if I can fucking breathe, and take it as a moment of opportunity to maybe just try harder, maybe just do more. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches. It's not necessarily a punch you want to happen, but it's one that you can handle. I pinky promise. So with that being said, not much to catch you guys up on. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. So excited to be back with you all on this beautiful Tuesday. Since I missed out on a lot of questions last week because of my 420 story, not clickbait. A lot of you guys love that episode, which made me laugh. I need to do more story times, aka I just need to leave my house more often. But then shit like that happens and I'm like, maybe I don't want to leave my house. Anyways, that was really fun, but I didn't get to a lot of questions because I forgot to upload the questionnaire. This week I uploaded the questionnaire and I did an extra questionnaire last week just to kind of get a few things as I was recording. So I have a lot of questions to get through, approximately like 2,500 questions. So we're going to make this just like a mega awesome speed round for you guys. And we're just going to get through as many as possible, as many topics, as many conversations, as many bad boyfriends, as many bad highs, as many worries that you guys have on your mind. We're going to get to everything today. So strap in, strap on, buckle up, take a hit, get your drink, get your meal, and let's get into it. Outfit of the day is giving Xanax housewife. For my audio listeners, I am in this cute little red gingham matching set, not really matching set, cherry red off the shoulder, sexy slinky top, and then cherry red gingham capris. Love a capri this summer. I've been investing in a lot of capris. Very interesting. Very 2007 of me. But this is from Urban Outfitters, not sponsored. I don't think they would ever sponsor me, but it is sponsored by my shopping addiction. But I realized this summer and spring, like the vibes outfit wise that I want to put out there is like country slut, like Midwest princess. Like, yes, this girl was raised around cornfields and she's proud of that. Like, she leans into it, you know, the cut off denim shorts with tall leather boots, like the Budweiser oversized shirt with holes in it and like mini denim shorts. It's giving like Lana Del Rey All-American Summer. And I'm kind of all about that. Like, yes, I need a 7-Eleven Slurpee in my hand and I need to be standing on the side of the road. That is the energy I'm trying to put out there this summer. And I feel like this outfit just really encapsulates that. So that's very hot and sexy of me. Anyways, one of you guys asked, hot girl summer around the corner. Need some body positivity advice. Okay, great question. Love it. Let's get into it. I feel like there's like 3 tips, like actual tips that I can give you in your everyday life that will help. And the first one is like, step the fuck away from the mirror. You do not need to be observing yourself that hard. In fact, you're squishing yourself under the microscope. And I know that shit don't feel good. Like, step away from the mirror. When I'm 2 inches away from the mirror, of course I'm going to see every imperfection, every wrinkle, every gaping hole sized pore on my face, and it's not going to feel good, and I'm not going to feel good about myself. But when I don't scrutinize myself under that microscope and I take a step back and I simply observe the characteristics and move on, my life is so much easier. My skin's better. I feel better about myself. I feel like my relationship with myself is better. You have to remove yourself from the microscope, okay? Stop observing yourself so much. And I understand it's hard because, like, we are a soul inside of our body. Like, our body is connected to our soul. There is no getting rid of our body or changing bodies. And there's beauty in that. And there's beauty in all of us being different, completely and utterly different. But it is like a relationship that I think, especially in your 20s and as you are developing into a woman, I feel like a lot of women prioritize relationship with other people and men when they need to be prioritizing relationships with themselves and with their bodies and honoring their womanhood in the sense of simply accepting and uplifting. So yeah, stop observing yourself so fucking closely. Stop hyperfixating on the little things. Stop staring at yourself in the mirror that long and observing yourself from a third person party. It's not going to feel good. It's not. But once you free yourself and remove yourself from the observer and simply as the exister, your life is going to get so much better. And you become the exister by simply experiencing what a body can do, okay? The very basics of it. I'm not talking what a body can do in the aesthetics of it all, as in like, how do I look? How am I perceived? All that, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about moving, getting up, walking, stretching, going for a run or lifting weights if you're fucking crazy enough, but like moving your body as it is a body, utilizing your body as a body rather than a form of like fitting in and a form of aesthetics. Remove the aesthetics from your body and just experiencing it as a body brings so much appreciation towards it. Like simply doing a 15-minute yoga stretch every morning had me accepting my body in ways that I could have never done, like through a thought process. Simply experiencing it and giving appreciation for it as like a form of movement and as a vessel for my soul really, really helped me heal and reconfigure how I think about a body. Instead of like, oh, this is how it looks and I'm not good enough because I don't look like this and I don't fit in society like this. It's like, oh no, I can breathe. And I can move and I can stretch and I can walk outside, and that's amazing, and I am so appreciative of that, and I'm appreciative of every moment that my body gives me, honestly, healthy or unhealthy, you know what I mean? Like, we're out here doing our best. So stop viewing it as like a commodity and view it as a home, you know? Give thanks, move in ways that are utilizing the experience of having a body. And that doesn't necessarily have to be working out. I think pleasure also goes hand in hand with this. I think people who have a very close relationship and positive relationship with their body experience a lot of physical pleasure. Because like, duh, of course, if you're experiencing physical pleasure from your body, you're gonna feel better about it. Your body feels better physically. Your brain feels better physically. And like, oh no, not another fucking bitch telling you to work out to feel better. I'm unsubscribing. That's not what I'm saying. Well, kind of. Unfortunately, sometimes the workout baddies are correct. And like the endorphins you get after like going on a walk outside or going on a run or lifting weights or simply doing like a 10-minute yoga stretch, like the science behind it is true. I am not an anti-sciencer. You have to believe in science, and when your body releases these endorphins from moving, it has a correlation with you feeling better, not only mentally but also physically. Another little pro tip is allow yourself to be a body. Do you know what I mean? So the first was take yourself out from under the microscope. Stop scrutinizing yourself so much. Step away for a second. Stop the hyperfixation. 2 is allow yourself to interact with your body as a body and not as a commodity. 3 is experience what it is like to live in your body, as in like, and I've talked about this before. A few of you guys have DM'd me recently and been like, honestly, this tip really helped me. And it sounds weird, but trust me, there is a science behind the madness, and it is just like being naked, okay? I feel like especially when we like hyperfixate on something, we also have a tendency to kind of like dissociate from it as well. And I think I've done this in particular. And I didn't realize I was doing this until I met my boyfriend, who is a caveman who would be naked all the time if he could. That like it's okay to just exist in your body and allow it to be a body and allow yourself to like have roles, have stretch marks, be a body without scrutiny, you know? Anyways, my third tip is like just allow yourself to be naked and find comfortability in being naked. I'm like the crazy people who are in like nudist communities. I'm like, kind of valid. Like, I get it. Like, if you are constantly dissociating from your body because you're over analyzing it and over consuming it, and then when it comes to interacting with it, you just dissociate, or like you're always in an oversized t-shirt, you're always covering yourself up, you don't want to connect with your body in that sort of way, you're gonna have a hard time building a good relationship with it. And I think a really great way to practically build a good relationship with it without having to like really focus on your thoughts rather than the relationship with yourself is just being naked in your apartment. Literally, my caveman of a boyfriend, when we first met, we were naked together just constantly. Also, we were on a lot of mushrooms, but we were just constantly around each other and like, you know, naked, because we would do what two people do when they're in love. And then instead of me like over fixating on my body directly after that and like putting on clothes and covering up, I was with someone who was comfortable with himself, and he was comfortable just like being naked around me and enjoying time together and cuddling. Like there was no need to just move on immediately. It was like, no, let's experience, let's let our bodies be bodies and just appreciate each other for that. And that changed a lot about how I viewed my body. Just allowing myself to be naked and be comfortable in my nakedness, not over observing, honestly, not observing at all, just allowing myself to be. Great way to connect. Also, please have your windows closed when you're doing this. Like, please don't put on a free show. Oh my God. I'm redoing my bedroom, you know, along the wall, we have these huge windows that overlook to another apartment complex next door. And for a while, we were like, we don't think anybody lives next door, because like our windows are like this close together. Like they can see in here for sure, and we should be able to see in there, but their blinds are always closed, always completely closed, completely dark in there. And I'm like, I don't think anybody lives there. For a while, we were like, we really don't think anybody lives there. I think that whole apartment is empty. We were in the bedroom the other day, like rearranging, and I look out the window, and one of the singular blinds is like tucked open as if someone is peering into our bedroom. And I was like, oh no, someone definitely lives there. Whether they're like a peeping Tom and they're looking out the window, or they're just like, is it clear? Either way, someone definitely lives there, but please close your blinds if you're going to just like be naked anywhere. I'm definitely the naked neighbor, and I do not mean to be. I think just allowing yourself to be a body, exist as a body, move as a body without scrutiny and without putting all these aesthetics and labels onto it will free you so much. Last thing, the most confident fucking people I know, they're not confident because they fit these aesthetics. They're not confident because they look a certain way. They're not confident because they have this certain thing that society presents as a need. They are confident to me because they love themselves and they think they're cool. How you feel about yourself will have a direct reflection with how people feel about you. Has nothing to do with how you look, has nothing to do with the aesthetics of it all or the societal fit in whatever it may be, and has everything to do with how they carry themselves and how they feel about themselves. The most confident people I know have completely different styles, completely different aesthetics, completely different ways of carrying themselves, expressing themselves. But the one key ingredient to their confidence is they simply have a good relationship with themselves. Like they have confidence and trust in themselves, and they exude that. And when you exude that, other people believe it. What you think about yourself, other people are subconsciously picking up on as well. When we're hunched over and we're quiet and we're closed off and we're not making eye contact and we're not wearing clothes we like and we're not expressing ourselves in ways we like, the world is not going to want to approach us. We seem very unapproachable, probably because we don't even want to fucking approach ourselves. But when you start building that relationship with yourself, and this is probably the best tip that I could give anybody in their young 20s or in their 20s at all, as you are trying to quote unquote figure out yourself, focus on building a relationship with yourself and a good relationship with yourself. If you want to be confident and hot and sexy, you just have to believe you are. And to believe you are, you need to build that relationship with yourself and be comfortable within yourself. Okay? So focus on you. Not too much, but focus on your relationship with you and building a good friendship. You have to treat yourself like a friend. The way to build a good friendship is literally by behaving as a friend to yourself. Are you constantly putting yourself aside and pleasing other people? Are you constantly, demeaning yourself and pushing yourself down? Are you subconsciously acting on behaviors that you know are not good for you? Are you giving into things that you know you don't want to do or are not good for you or healthy for you in any sort of way? Guess what? You're not going to have a good fucking friendship with that person. That sounds like a bad friend. So you need to behave in the same way you would a good friend to yourself. In turn, that will build confidence and trust in yourself. And in turn, you will exude confidence and trust to the world. We are the energy we inhibit. If you inhibit negativity and mean-spiritedness towards yourself, people will think that's okay to do to you. And in turn, the world will push that towards you. So believe you deserve good. Believe you deserve peace. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Take yourself out from under the fucking microscope and allow yourself to exist. I feel like that is the best way to exude hot girl confidence this summer, specifically when it comes to your body. There is no perfect person. There is no perfect shape. There is no perfect aesthetic. The hottest thing you can do for yourself is believe you're hot and allow yourself to be yourself. Period. Oh my God, my Jersey's Mike's sub is here. I have never had Jersey Mike's. Let's do an unboxing. You guys want to know the most perfect stoner food? Literally a fat sandwich. For 420, my recipe for the week was a Scooby-Doo sandwich, which was humongous. It was actually too large, but it was super fun to make because damn, those sandwiches looked so fucking good on Scooby-Doo. Let's be real. I've never had Jersey Mike's before, but I've seen so many videos recently on Jersey Mike's. Whenever I don't know what I want to eat, I just look up #mukbang on any social media platform that I'm on, and then I just see what I'm craving. But I've been seeing, ooh, okay, unboxing. Not to make you guys hungry. I've just been seeing so many Jersey Mike's subs, and this looks so good. So, cheers. I'm also a sandwich connoisseur. Unfortunately, I love a Subway. But honestly, this is an elevated Subway. I'm going to rate it a solid 9.2 out of 10. I think the best sandwich I ever had was from Chiba Hut in Denver. Shout out to Chiba Hut. But that is literally a sandwich place for stoners. Of course they get it. But this place is impressive. Okay. I'm shocked. Anyways. Okay, well, this podcast has been a full swing of emotions. Not me getting on here being I'm going to freak out. Things aren't going as planned. You know what? Bowl smoked, sandwich devoured, water had. Life's good, Life is worth living. Listen, you don't need to die. You just need a nap, a bowl, and a sandwich, girl. You will be okay, I promise. Anyways. Also, not to push the pen propaganda to you all. Sorry for smoking that in the beginning. I just feel like when I smoke bowls on here, YouTube is no. So the pen was an easy hit just to take in the beginning. Also, it was the first fucking thing I could just grab and hit in that very moment. Your girl needed anything, and that was gonna work. But oh my God, the holes that are forming in my brain because of the pen are insane. The reason I get on here and I will speak a full sentence and you will probably be listening and being girl, that made no fucking sense, is because of the dab carts I had in high school. Now, to be fair, the ones I'm smoking now versus the ones I'm smoking in high school are completely fucking different things. Honestly, the ones the booth carts, the gas station carts I was smoking in high school were half vegetable oil, half food coloring, half dirt from the ground. Like, not good for you, and the reason why my brain doesn't function correctly. These obviously not the same, but way stronger. I have noticed my tolerance has like skyrocketed completely because of them, because I'm basically taking dabs all day and my brain is starting to shrink. So unfortunately, as easy as the dab pen is, I'm still a hater of it, and I understand why so many of you guys have a hard time with it, because damn, it's like, oh, it's there. Should I no. Anyways, I think I'm gonna force my boyfriend to take me on a hike this afternoon, since it's just so nice out and I've been inside podcasting all day, which love, no hate, but I didn't get to do any planting this afternoon, and I need to get in nature or I'm going to lose my mind. Hey pretty, hacks for smelling classy and clean and rich, suggestions, I love you. So this Taurus season, I'm very much so in my princess era, which means my focus has completely shifted. So when we were in Aries season, Venus, planet of love, was kind of in opposition of Aries. Or Venus doesn't feel comfortable in Aries whatsoever. But Venus in Taurus, which is Taurus season, happy Taurus season, queens. We are in our eleganza, our rich, our princess era. Okay, Venus loves being in Taurus, and this season is all about like finding elegance in the little things, having a good coffee, sitting in the sunshine, smelling good, brushing your hair, indulging in like the classy things in life, like the things that are easily overlooked, finding pleasure in them and indulging in pleasure and getting pleasure out of it, quite frankly. All the Tauruses I know are some of the most princessy people, like hard-headed, of course, but it's because they know what they want and they don't deserve anything less. And that's the exact kind of feeling we should be carrying into the season. Oh my god, the other day I tweeted that in my princess era, saying, no, I don't wanna, lounging in my gowns, locked away in my tower, combing my hair. Like, that is the energy of the season, and this question completely reflects that, because of course you're trying to figure out like how to smell the best you possibly can. I entered this phase where I was like, okay, my physical care is at what it needs to be, but I want to get into like princessy levels of physical care. I was reading about Queen Cece, I think that's her name. She had this crazy long hair, and they would spend like 2 days washing her hair and combing it all out and braiding it up. Like, that's how much time she devoted simply to caring for her hair. Her hair was so long that it would give her constant migraines, so she would take it and tie it up in bows dangling from the ceiling, so it was tied up away from her face, taking weight off of her head. Like, just like crazy levels of self-care and innovation, and just thinking about yourself in a uplifting way that I'm like, I love. Anyways, I hyperfixated on like, how do I make my skin so soft, my hair so soft, and how do I make myself smell good? And there's one product I can recommend right now, which is the Glossier Dry Touch Body Oil in the Mist. I think you can get it in just like the pump oil, but I have found that a slightly scented body oil is the best way to feel elegant, refreshed, and reborn every single moment of your life. If you're afraid of smelling bad, getting a scented body oil and putting it on every day, like, there's no way you smell bad because you just massaged oil into your skin that is the scent of fresh jasmine flowers, bitch. How are you gonna smell bad or be ugly? You know? This is also kind of like a self-love ritual I do every day. I've found that when I'm not taking the time to bond with myself in some sort of way every single day, I start dissociating from myself, and then the connection becomes lost with myself. I think taking intentional time to spend time with yourself and to honor yourself every single day is really important. And it's like a love spell in itself. And the easiest way to do that is when you're just like at the end of your day, showering, doing your everyday basic necessities to a elevated level. So Having a daily perfume, I think, is a great way to build like a sense of identity around yourself and how you want to be perceived. I think a perfume is so nice to have, or like a nice scented lotion. Oiling my body and oiling my hair and deep conditioning my hair every night and taking the time to be mindful about the time I spend with myself and, you know, verbalizing uplifting words of encouragement and giving gratuity to myself. It's really strengthened my relationship with myself, made me really appreciate who I am and what my body provides for me, as well as appreciating my beauty and honoring that in ways that I desire. And it is just like very much so princess. It's giving locked away in her tower energy, and I love that. I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, Glossier body oil. I think it's really great, just like everyday body oil, and it smells amazing. It is just so clean and fresh and gorgeous, and something I recommend for everybody. But that is how I every day smell clean, classy, and rich, is with my daily perfumes and just like a little bit of body oil. But if you want to get in your princess era as well, I think it is all about just becoming so self-obsessed with yourself, so self-uplifting, grateful, and leaning into the pleasure of everyday life. Don't stray from pleasure in this Taurus season at all. Lean towards love always. Someone said trying to be a hiking girly this summer, shoe recs plus how to enjoy more time outside. Investing, in good shoes and good workout clothing. I think it's a great way to kind of enjoy outside more. You're going to just be more comfortable and more confident in nature than if you were in like a pair of platform docks and ripped jean shorts. Like, it's okay. Put on the athletic clothes, put on the hiking shoes. I just got some old repurposed hiking shoes from eBay. I don't think there's like a specific shoe out there that is better than others. Just simply being intentional about getting outdoorsy shoes is all you have to be intentional about. I picked mine based off the look and I got them for like $25 on eBay. They were just like lightly used hiking boots. Any hiking boot will do. But to enjoy being outside more, I feel like outside, of course, I enjoy, but having clothes that I am going to be comfortable in while moving around outside, like even if I'm sweating, it's not like super uncomfortable, and bug spray. So then you're not afraid of like getting eaten up outside. Literally the amount of bug bites I have right now, I'm like, that is the next thing I need to invest in to be comfortable because they are after me. Struggling to find fragrance-free and effective face mask, not Aztec clay. Oh, I hate Aztec clay. It's literally so drying on my face. I wish my face could handle it, but it does great job on my pores because it's just drying out my entire face. My two favorite face masks that I can use pretty often and keep them in the rotation are if you want something similar to the Aztec clay face mask, I talk about this a lot. You guys know the Ole Henriksen Cold Plunge Bore Mask, I think. Anyways, it's soft. It's soothing. It has that same green color as the Aztec clay. It's doing the same properties. It's just less drying, less abrasive on my skin. 10 out of 10 recommend. I use it all the time. I use it like once every other week. Number 2 is honestly, and I'm very picky about my face masks and not sponsored by anything ever, unfortunately, but Loops. I know you guys have heard of Loops. They sent me their face masks. I'll be real. They sent me their face masks about a year ago, and I flew through those fucking face masks. Usually, I don't wear sheet masks because they have fragrance in them. They're going to have like additives that are just not going to work with my skin. Sometimes simply what the mask is made of, like that sheet material, makes my skin sensitive. Literally, she is so picky, unfortunately, but I gotta work with her because I love her. But the Loops face mask, it's like this jelly consistency. They have a bunch of different types, but I've found that it's actually very soothing to my face, and my face loves them. I've been meaning to go buy some more actually because I think they're a perfect like refreshing face mask. My friend keeps hers in her fridge, so when she puts it on, it's like cooling, refreshing, a nice like post outside summer face mask. But those are kind of my two favorite for sensitive and effective fragrance-free face masks. Someone said I feel guilty if I'm not working towards my goals 24/7. How can I learn to slow down a bit? Me as fuck. If I'm not like constantly in fight or flight mode when it comes to whatever work I'm doing, I feel like I'm being unproductive, and then I start panicking even more. And that's a really unhealthy mindset to get to. The like grind or die mindset will kill you. You have to focus on other things every once in a while just so you can keep maintaining that grind mindset. Like if you want to be able to actually achieve your goals, it's not going to come from pushing yourself so hard that you burn out and in turn lose all your passion. It's going to come from pushing yourself hard, taking a little break, stepping away, pushing yourself hard, taking a break, stepping away, pushing yourself hard, taking a break, stepping away. That's what's going to come from. And if you don't allow yourself to take those breaks and to step away for your mental health, for your sanity, for your physical health, you're not going to be able to continue to do it. It's not going to be a healthy, sustainable way to live at all. So I would say you're just doing more harm than good. And once you start seeing rest as a form of continuation, as a form of I'm still working forward even though I'm taking a rest, because my future self is going to be able to do the best that she possibly can because I'm allowing her to take a break right now. In turn, I feel like that really soothed my like lock in, grind or die mindset. So it's okay to slow down. It's okay to take those breaks. Understand you're still working towards the future when you are taking those breaks. You're not stepping away. You are just allowing yourself to rest, reboot so you can keep moving. Someone said, fucked my ex on the full moon. Am I cursed forever? Yeah, I'm kidding. Listen, sometimes we all make mistakes. That's okay. It was on the full moon, maybe, hopefully, so you can realize it ain't worth it and move on for the rest of your life.
So I feel so miserable right now because I broke up with my boyfriend 2 months ago, and ever since he wanted to get back with me, but I told him that I would only ever go back to him if he changed his habits, the way he treats me, because he was treating me absolutely so horrible, and I told him that he needs to change in order for us to get together again. But he didn't, and I know that he still really cares about me because he has told me multiple times that I'm the only one like that understands him, that gets him, that he feels so comfortable around me, and that he has never met a woman like me before. But now, like this week, he has been hanging out a lot with a girl he used to have like a situation with, and I heard that at several parties he was like fooling around with other girls, and not having sex or anything, but just flirting with them and other stuff. And I don't know, I just feel so horrible knowing that. I don't know if he does that just to numb himself after the breakup because I didn't want to take him back, or maybe he just wants to forget about me and tries to do that through girls, or maybe he just doesn't give a fuck about me and he just is fooling around with other girls because he has forgotten about me. But he was telling me so many good things after the breakup, that he really cares and wants to be with me. But after I told him that he needs to change and I'm not taking him back right now, he I don't know. What do you think? And what can I do to make myself feel better and not think about it? Because I'm constantly thinking about what is he doing with them? Are they fucking? I don't know. Does he care about them more than he cares about me? I don't know.
Oh, babe. Okay, first of all, baddie. You seem like a baddie. Love that you had your boundaries. Love that you stood by them. Love that you left him, because that's what baddies do when things aren't working out. That's okay. Sometimes you gotta leave. Fantastic. Fine. Love you. Sounds like you got caught up with a fuckboy, and that, ooh, it sucks. It's the worst, because you're like, well, they said they'd change. Well, they said they'd do this. Well, they said, listen, men love to talk. They love to say one day, maybe. They love to say all these things, but if their actions are not directly reflecting what they're saying, then they don't mean it. They're just lying to you. That's a lie. They're just trying to get their way. Men love to talk. They love to talk their way into things. Don't let them. You always have to trust the actions, because if the actions were true, to what he was saying, he would have changed. He wouldn't be out talking to all these other women. He'd be trying to do better for you. He'd be showing up for you, but he's not, because he doesn't actually believe the things he said. Also, he doesn't want to not change because you're not good enough. He doesn't want to change because he likes being evil. Like, men don't want to change because they don't give a fuck. They're okay with being awful humans. And sometimes you just gotta let awful people be awful people, but you don't need that in your vicinity. You know, you deserve a boyfriend who's gonna love, care for you, show up for you in every single way possible. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you know what I wrote in my notes app this weekend? I said, you might love him, but can you call him in times of need? Can he change your tire? Will he help you? Okay, because a lot of these men out here, they love you for the love of it all, but they're not actually like in love with you. They're not here to help you. They just want the benefits of what come around you and not the problems. I love my man because this week I went into like a spiral, like a mental spiral of like, I have lice. I don't. I probably have like a dry scalp or something, but I was like fully convinced that I have lice. Like, I can feel them crawling on my head. There's no lice there. I'm just insane. And when I finally came to him and I was like, babe, I think I have lice, he like sat me down and he combed through my hair with me and looked at it until I felt comfortable enough. And he's like, no, baby, you don't have lice. And I'd be like, well, check here. He's like, no, there's no lice. I'm just insane, you know? But he's sweet enough that he's like, let me sit down, let me help her through this, let me be there for her in her manic times. And it sounds like this man's not going to be there for you. So no need for you to be there for him. You need to go out, go experience life, go enjoy, go forget about this man, okay? Because he's out making chaos of his life. And sometimes when people want to ruin their lives, you just got to let them. Go be a good girlfriend for a good boyfriend, because that's what you deserve, you know? Relationship needs to be equal, and you can't put in all the work without somebody else also putting in work. Anyways, I love you. Sorry, baddie. Sorry you got caught up with a fuckboy. It happens. Please remember that words need to match actions, okay? And if they are talking, but they're not showing you how they actually feel and what they actually mean, then they're lying to you. How to get out of a fixed mindset, not being stuck in my ways, stubbornness, etc. You have to understand that you are the only person getting in your way. Do you know what I mean? Like, once you start viewing it like that and not a, I'm the victim, it's like a, no, I'm the victim, but I'm the victim of myself mentality, is a little bit easier to understand and to break down, and then notice when you're in those patterns or notice when you're in those behaviors. Like, when you start seeing yourself like, no, maybe I am the villain, you'll be able to recognize villainous activity. Is villainous a word? Villainous, right? Anyways, you are the problem sometimes. That's okay. The only way to not become the problem anymore is to recognize and redirect. Is getting a credit card a recipe for disaster? It depends. Yes for some people and no for some people. I guess it depends on how impulsive you are. My parents put the fear of God into me about credit cards. Like, they were like, do not ever get one. They are the devil. And honestly, for a very impulsive spender, that is probably exactly what they needed to tell me. Because if I were to get a credit card at 18, I would have maxed out like 4 of them by then. Like, you should have seen the student loans I fucking took out. Could you imagine if I had a credit card on me and it was like a $2,500 limit, $10K limit? Like, oh my God, I would have been going insane. So thank God I didn't get one when I was in like a very impulsive age. But now I'm 24 and I'm like, oh no, to be an adult in America means you have to learn how to play the money game. Like, the older you get, you'll realize you have to play the money game. I say spend your early 20s focusing on, like, don't put yourself in any precarious money situations, but focus on like your relationship to yourself and your relationship to the world. And then like the middle to the end of your 20s, I say that's when you really need to start focusing on your finances and like the little things about it. Unfortunately, we don't have free healthcare. I'm like, wow, I knew my frontal lobe was developing when I started worrying about healthcare. Who am I? But then I turned like 24 and I'm like, oh my God, I have no credit because I'm scared of credit cards and I never got one. And to be a person in America, you need credit. I have to build credit if I want to buy a house, if I want to do all these things. So finally got a credit card. I say if you're a very impulsive person, this is how you do credit cards. There's tips, there's tricks. You'll see so many Reddit threads about how to do a perfect credit card. This is what I do, and it works for me, and it is the very basic level of necessity to owning a credit card without any extra input. If I want to put extra input in the future, fantastic, but I got to get this down before I can move on, before I can do anything crazy, is got a credit card out. I don't even know the limit. I don't need to know the limit. Every time I go to the gas station to get gas, I put my gas on the credit card. That is it. Auto pay is turned on, so it gets paid on time right before credit report goes out. So it shows I don't have a balance. So it shows I'm caught up on everything. And I only spend it on gas because I'm only going to spend a certain fucking amount of money on gas. I don't want to spend a lot of money on gas, okay? I go there maybe 2 times a month if I have to. I don't have to drive a lot, thank God, but maybe 2 times a month if I have to. What is that, like $60? I only spend $60 a month on my credit card, but at least it's showing usage and it's getting paid off in time, and I'm not spending money I don't have. I think number one thing I can give anybody financially advice is do not spend money you don't have. You will regret it. Anyways, I guess shout out to my parents for putting the fear of God into me about credit cards, because I would have been crazy if I was younger. I'm glad I waited. I do regret not having the best credit. Well, it's not awful. It's just like beginner credit, you know what I mean? But I know I'll get there, so I'm just happy I'm doing it healthily, period. Thoughts on men in relationships going to strip clubs? I'm crazy, so I'm against it. I would freak the fuck out. Because why? And also, if you're going to go spend money on another woman, I better be getting 10 times that amount of money direct deposited into my bank account. That's just how I feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fine if it's a server. It's fine if that. But if it's like a sexual thing, listen. I'm not about it. You can call me crazy. You can call me controlling. You can call me whatever you want. I call it boundaries. I don't need to lose my fucking mind. And I don't need to go insane. So that doesn't need to happen. Ever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I say everybody has different boundaries. Some couples go to strip clubs together. Listen, love strippers. You guys are so talented. You guys need to run it up, get your money. In this house, we are pro strippers. We are pro strippers, okay? But my man doesn't need to be there. My man doesn't, okay? I'd go. It's like an all-female strip club, support women, support small businesses, but my man does not need to be there. Call me crazy, but listen, I would never. Someone said, going through hardships, but proud of myself for going through it, period. Sometimes the only way out is through, and you might as well make it easier on yourself by being kind and getting through the best you can than by freaking out constantly and putting yourself down, stressing yourself out about it. Be a good friend, hold your own hand, walk your way through it. You'll get to the other side, I promise. Someone said, I hate my boyfriend's new haircut. Here's the thing. I think, and hairdressers, tell me if this is true or not, I have a theory that hairdressers cut your hair shorter than you ask because they know in like a week or so it's going to grow out and it's going to grow to the actual length you want. But you got to give a haircut like a good week or so to work itself out. I feel like that's very normal when it comes to haircuts. But I say give it a week. You know, girl, give it a week. See if, you know, you start to feel it out after then. Start to get used to it after then. If not, get him a really cool hat. You know, like, hey, babe, I got you something. I'd be so mad. I'd be pissed if I get a haircut. My boyfriend comes home and he's like, I got you a really cool hat. I'd be like, okay, I'm jumping off my front balcony. Jokes, laugh, funny. How to be more woman and less girl. My frontal lobe is finally developing. Oh my gosh. Listen, I thought I was insane. No, I was just under the age of 25. My brain was still developing. Of course I was going crazy. Girl, she don't know what's going on because she's not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm about to turn 25 June 1st. I think I'm going to do like a drink with me episode. That'll be fun for my birthday. Pop some champagne, things like that. As I'm getting older, the more I'm realizing like, oh my God, no, life does get easier. They were right. Who would have thought? I didn't, but now I can. And that's why life gets easier. Honestly, I was really afraid for this birthday. Like, I was afraid for 18, did not think I was going to make it past that at all, at all. Hot mess express. And then I was in my early 20s and I'm like, okay, well, we made it. Love that. We're in it for the long haul. We're staying. Thank God. Okay. God bless we came to that realization. But now I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at all. And I'm an adult, question mark. You're not alone. Everybody feels that way. It's your early 20s. You have no clue what's going on. Very normal, very natural. But then your prefrontal lobe starts to develop and you're like, oh my God, I can do this. I can think. Things are good. I am calm. I am level headed. Who would have fucking thought? And I feel like to be more woman and less girl is to simply be confident and comfortable in yourself and your thoughts and the way you express yourself. There's a level-headed understanding about everything, and that's what brings the womanness. It's the calmness. It's the like high priestess energy that you step into out of the chaos. And I promise it does happen no matter how crazy you think you're going. Trust me, girl, we've been there. Psych ward, we've been there. Like, I thought never getting better. It does. It does. I promise. But yeah, I feel like with woman, there is more like level-headed understanding, thought clarity, and appreciation for the world around you. Someone said X changed her profile pic to her and my dog. That's insane, right? Yes. After an apology text from her. You know what I would do is I would go online and I'd find like a free PDF of like a cease and desist, and then I would make it out to be like a cease and desist for her until she takes that fucking photo down from Instagram. That is what I would do. Like, even if it's not real, I think it'd just be so funny to be like, yes, I saw it, and yes, I made a cease and desist. Like, if she's trying to get crazy, why don't you get crazier, you know? Someone said, uh-oh, got addicted to vaping again. Better than cigs, I guess, question mark. I don't know. I feel like vaping is worse than cigs because you're not going to smoke like a whole pack of cigs a day the way you would smoke like you could kill like an entire vape that's like 3 packs. You're probably going to smoke like a couple because you can only do it at certain times in certain places. You know, like you're not going to light up a cig in bed. I'm at like 8 a.m. I mean, maybe. But like the way you're going to hit that vape every single second is not comparable to the way you would smoke a cigarette. I do know a great way to quit if you are having trouble but don't want to get off a vape completely is slowly lowering the nicotine percentage. So like every 2 weeks, like lower it a little bit, go by a little bit lower and a little bit lower until it's like such a low percent that it's basically non-existent, and then do the non-existent one for like a couple months just to get the hand to mouth coordination, and then slowly I think you'll just stop craving it and wean yourself off of it naturally. It's like when a parent has a binky. I was a binky kid. I would like had a binky until I was like 2, and to get me unaddicted to the binky, bitches, you're addicted to a vape like that's a binky, okay? But to get me unaddicted to the binky is my parents, like the little nib, they slowly cut off a little bit and a little bit more rubber until it was just not there and I couldn't use it anymore. And it worked. So I feel like vaping can be the same exact way. Also, zinning's now a thing. Talk about another new nicotine addiction. Please do not zin. You guys, you're just dipping. Like, not them making dipping popular. Like, what? That's insane. You ain't a Midwestern country girl until you have a uncle who dips and you get his dip cup confused with a cup of Coca-Cola and had the worst experience of your life. Like dipping is crazy. I cannot believe these people are doing it. Also, it gives you a receding gum line. Your teeth you're gonna smile and it's gonna look like something out of like a Reddit creepypasta post. Like, you're gonna look like a jump scare photograph. Please do not zin. Your gums are gonna recede. Your teeth are gonna be crazy and sensitive and you won't be able to eat anything. You're gonna get gum disease. Like, it is not worth it. I cannot believe that has become so popular. Like, if you're gonna smoke a vape, I guess smoke a vape, but also like try and wean yourself off if you can. I feel like lowering the percentages really, really helps, just to make it easier on your brain. Advice on having a friend who is low-key a pick-me. Love you, girl. Oof. It's hard because I'm trying to think of like the friends that I've had that ended up being pick-me's, and I'm like, we're not friends anymore. And guess what? It's because they didn't pick me. They always picked somebody else. Or, you know what I mean? And it was never them picking themselves. That's fine. Fantastic. It's always picking somebody else. I feel like a lot of pick me girls, it sucks to be in that mindset because it's like you cannot find peace within yourself, so you think you'll find it through the appreciation of other people, but you will never find the appreciation through other people because that's only like a momentary satisfaction, whereas in appreciation for yourself is like a lifelong satisfaction. So they're constantly going to be on the lookout for the next hit of attention, for the next hit of dopamine, for the next hit of appreciation, and it's not a sustainable way to live. And I feel like the people around them always get caught in the crossfires, and it is just not fun. It's not a fun mindset to be around because it'll always be like me last. When I'm in a friendship, like if we're spending time together, I don't ever want to ever be put in a predicament where it's like you threw me under the bus to appease somebody else. That is just like not fair for anybody involved, and it's kind of like the biggest heartbreak ever for any person to experience. And yeah, I don't know. I just never felt safe around pick-me's, and it's so hard. I feel like a good friend can call you out classily and like give it to you straight, and a good friend should be able to receive that information and understand, appreciate the friend for coming forward and make adequate changes. But if you're like, hey girl, this behavior, I don't feel like you're uplifting yourself through it or appreciating the friendship and maybe putting me down, I feel like you should be able to come to your friend like that and they should be able to receive and understand. But if not, I think it's okay to distance yourself from pick-me's. I've just been put in many a dangerous situation for a ugly male's attention that I did not want to be put in, and it is just not fun at all. Luckily, I'm level-headed and aggressive enough to get myself out of those situations, but I think back on younger Hannah, who was a little bit more of a people pleaser, and I'm like, would she have made it out safe? Do you know what I mean? So stay safe. Not to like get scary there, but like I think it is important who you surround yourself with, and if you find yourself being put in situations that are unsafe, it's okay to distance yourself from people who are maybe putting themselves in unsafe situations for male attention. But also always call your friends out healthily. But I think people are afraid of like telling their friends how they truly feel, and they just let resentment build up until it completely bubbles up and explodes. And then it's just like the whole relationship goes up in flames. Like, it's okay to tell your friends when you're not having a good time or when you don't appreciate a behavior. So, okay, let's see if we have any call-ins.
I'm going to be finishing my degree very soon. I've got like 2 weeks left. And I do musical theatre, and I've been in musical theatre since I was like 7 or something like that. And I've just come to realise that it's not for me anymore, and it's a really toxic industry to go into, and I just don't want that. And obviously there are other things that I potentially would want to go into, but my university like just does not support a change of mind, I guess. So my question is, how the hell do I not freak out about this? And how do I figure out what I want to do when this is the only thing I've done for my whole life? And as a girl that overthinks absolutely everything, it's very difficult to remain calm about this decision that I've made. So any advice would be appreciated.
Okay, love you. You can do anything you want in the world. I understand there might be some navigations you got to take. Some people aren't going to like it, such as your university, but you know what's good for you and you're going after it. Find peace in that. Of course, with change, you're going to be a little anxious about it. It's going to be a little scary, mostly because you have no idea what's going to happen. You know, you're going off the direction you thought you were going to take real. You're going to have some nervousness about that experience. But once again, that is just a natural reaction. That is just a natural feeling that's going to come with it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing anything wrong or you're messing up or you're not taking the right path, wherever that anxiety might lead you to. It just means change is occurring. Okay. Nothing else more than that. But you can do so many things you want. Like, it sounds like there's a couple different paths you want to take. It sounds like you already kind of know where you want to go. So don't worry too much. Don't lean into the anxiety too much. Trust in yourself and believe in yourself, and understand through that anything is possible. Oh my God, this is so funny. I think multiple of you guys got your wisdom teeth out. I've been getting a lot of wisdom teeth questions. This is very interesting. With wisdom teeth recovery tips, I can't smoke or suck dick. Yeah, girl, it sucks. You just have to go through it, unfortunately. When I don't know why I had the most chaotic wisdom tooth recovery moment, but when I got my wisdom teeth out, my dad was taking care of me and he picked me up from the hospital, obviously, and I had been like put under anesthesia, and this is the first time I've ever been put under anesthesia in my life. So he picked me up and then he was like, oh my God, gotta go run errands. I gotta go get something from Walmart. Let me leave my daughter under anesthesia in the car while I go get something from Walmart. All I remember is waking up at the hospital, my dad being there, and then all of a sudden I'm in the car. My dad goes, don't leave, okay? And then shuts the door and locks it and goes in to get his shit from Walmart. And then all of a sudden I'm like back home. Like, everything's fine. But like, what the fuck was he thinking? He is, oh my God, I cannot. Anyways, I had a bad time during my wisdom teeth recovery, not because of like the pain or like the not being able to eat a lot of foods. Like, listen, I love a mashed potato. I love applesauce. Like, if I ever become an old person, I'm gonna be living the life. Like, that's all you need in life, a smoothie, you know? Mashed potatoes and gravy though, like top tier food. But I was having a bad time because I was dating a boy who was mean, and B, I had a really bad experience on hydros. Like, I did not have a good time on hydros. Those are not a fun drug. They were not the vibe, that's for sure. All I remember is my boyfriend like calling me while I was on hydros and being like, I think we need to break up. And then I just started like projectile vomiting. So that's why I had a bad time. I don't know why you're having a bad time, but I'm sure you're not in the same predicament I was in, so find peace in that. But you just gotta persevere through that pain. I think it took me like a week to fully get through it and to feel better. So I think when you're in a spot where you have to rest and recover, leaning fully into the rest and recovery princess mode is key to healing as fast as you possibly can. Things to keep in mind with a new love interest. I think before you find a new love interest, or even at the beginning, I think it's really important to make a list of like non-negotiables and things that you are seeking in a partner. Like, making a full list, like a full understanding of what you're looking for, maybe based off like what you don't like or didn't like in the past, or like what you're seeking, how you want your partner to be, and all in like ways of like boundaries and how they treat you, how they carry themselves, morals, stuff like that. Make that in the beginning, so then when you are love struck and you're in the honeymoon phase and you have those rose-colored glasses on, if you have a moment where you're like, wait a minute, you can go back to the list and check the list and be like, well, is he good to me, or is he just taking advantage of me? Does he withhold these qualities that I am seeking in a partner, or is he the exact opposite and I'm just dickmatized? Do you know what I mean? So I say make a list of like non-negotiables, boundaries, things like that, and then just keep it in your back pocket for a rainy day, just to keep yourself on track for what you truly seek.
My name's Eden. I live in Ventura, but I've been listening to you for a long time now, like since one of your first couple episodes, and I never really had the confidence to call in, but I have been listening to you and thinking about getting a tattoo apprenticeship, and I just wanted to say thank you, because I listen to specific podcasts based on how I'm feeling for the day, and a lot of yours have been able to really touch my heart and help me solve my problems, and also think about mentally what I can be doing for myself, and
physically what I can be doing for myself. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for doing your podcast. I hope you continue, and I hope to meet you one day.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, love you. So good to hear your voice. Go after that apprenticeship, girl, and when you get it, let me know. I'll come get a tattoo. But I love that you guys are just going after your dreams. Always, I'm glad I can be your hype woman. I'm glad I can show up and provide a little bit of inspiration and show you that, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? You can make that dream happen. I love you. Thank you for calling in. I went through my boyfriend's phone and found vids he made with other girls before we were together. Oh, no. That would be an immediate breakup, immediately, because A, we all know what you're doing with those videos. We all know why you kept them. Any other sane person would understand when I leave a relationship, I lose access to your body in that sort of way and access to pleasure of your body in that sort of way. That's why you ended the relationship, but he held on to it, and that's scary. So what I would do is I would go into his phone if I were you, and I would delete every single one of those videos, and I would also delete any videos of you in it. I would hand him back the phone, and I would pack my things and I would leave. That is the only sane thing to do. Like, really, if you saw the videos with your own eyes, there is no excuse at all. What's your favorite way to manifest? I love script writing. I feel like script writing is really powerful. Fully envisioning and writing down the little details, because if you're able to envision, then you're able to create. So being intentional about sitting down, envisioning, and getting into all the details, envisioning as much as you possibly can. I do this in like eras of like 5 years at a time. So I'll be like, where do I see myself in 5 years? Like, what do I want to achieve in 5 years? And I will write down every single detail: what I look like, who I hang out with, where I live, what does my apartment look like, what do I surround myself with, what's my job, like as many details as possible. Dream as big as you can. That's the best way to manifest. I also think energy is really important. Manifestation is completely and utterly all about energy. So if you are not giving gratitude and appreciation, you are not making space for blessings. You need to give appreciation for the world around you and appreciation to the universe for bringing blessings into your life. And you need to bring positivity and appreciation into your life and give it back into the universe. So then that is the direct energy that you are bringing towards yourself. You ever feel like you're in like a bad mood and then bad things just keep happening and happening and happening and happening? Sometimes life just stacks up on you, but like there is a reason that when it rains, it pours. It's because energy is movement. And if you bring negative energy towards yourself, if you encompass negative energy, more negative energy is going to be attracted towards you. It's going to be really hard to fit positivity in there when it's not the natural feeling, the natural energy of that space. So even when I'm having like a negative experience, or like this morning, it's like, oh fuck, I fucked up my podcast, like I gotta redo it again, is it gonna be good enough, all these anxieties, who cares, whatever. It just means I get to sit down, hang out with you guys a little bit extra today, and maybe go over some things that I didn't get to go over with. So bringing positive energy into maybe that quote unquote negative experience. Manifestation is all about energy. So holding positive energy, holding space for yourself, and giving it to others as well, giving gratitude to the world as well. Someone said, Mother, I graduate college this week. Oh my God, I am so proud of you. That is amazing. You are educated, smart, sexy. There is nothing you can't do. Honestly, college is like one of the hardest things ever. So, college is one of the hardest things ever. So like you did that. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate. Enjoy. I love you. How to deal with an all-consuming crush. I love like the crush psychosis of it all, where it's like I love the aspect. I don't like being completely enthralled with another person like that. I mean, I think there's something beautiful about it because you want to discover love and you want to be love and you want to share love, and that's awesome. But also like when you become consumed by a man, please pick up another job. Please pick up an extra shift. Like the energy you want to put into that man, you need to be putting into yourself. That doesn't mean completely get rid of him. Like, have that crush, girl, you know, go on that date. That's amazing. But also that like love and energy you want to pour into him, that crush psychosis, pour it into yourself instead. Push it into yourself, show yourself that love, become the hottest, baddest bitch for him, but also like low key for you. I feel like when you get a crush, it's so fun to like become the manic pixie dream girl. And honestly, I've found a lot of my best selves through that, whether the men stayed or not. Like, there is something to be said about the energy that it inhibits, and I think it's fun. Lean into it, like enjoy, you know what I mean? But also, if you constantly have them on your mind, don't do it just like sitting around pacing around your house. Like, do it at your job. Pick up an extra shift. Like, you might as well be pacing around and making money than just being pacing around thinking about a boy. At what age would you let your kid smoke? I don't know. My parents never quote unquote let me smoke. In fact, they're not too happy about it right now. Let's be real. I mean, my dad was a huge stoner growing up, but I never knew. We never really talked about those things. I mean, they knew I smoked because I definitely got my shit taken away from me and I got in trouble. But also, like, I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Like, that is the rational thing to do when you are a parent and you find your kid doing something illegal. I guess it's like, as a parent, you can't really tell them what to do once they're over 18, really. I guess if they're under your roof, sure. But when they're under 18 and they're in your house, like, of course they're going to get in trouble. My parents would find my pipes and it would be like, okay, you're grounded for a week or whatever. Like, they never really got me like trouble. They weren't like too strict about it. But like, of course my mom was strict. She was like, that she's doing something wrong, she has to face a punishment. It wasn't like grounded for years or whatever. It was just like, okay, slap on the wrist. I feel like, though, the one thing my parents didn't do right is just like have a conversation with me about it. I kept doing bad things because I would just get in trouble and there would be no like understanding of it all. It was just like my parents hate me, so I'm gonna keep doing bad things. Girl, no need to be emo. I feel like if they just would have sat down and had a conversation to me, like, this is why we don't want you doing this, or this is why we don't want you smoking weed, you know, your brain is still developing, like, sat down and had an actual conversation with me, I probably would have been like, okay, no, valid. Maybe they're right. Instead, they never did that, so I just thought they were against me. Like, no, they're just being parents. Let's be real. But yeah, I wish they would have had a conversation like, this is why you need birth control. This is why safe sex needs to happen. Like, here's our family history of mental illness. Like, I wish there was a lot of conversations they would have had with me that would have made me more understanding to who I am as a person and just like behavior as well. I don't think I would let my kids smoke in my house under 18. You know, a lot of those, like in high school, I had a couple friends who it was like their parents did not give a fuck. Like, you could smoke, drink, do whatever you wanted under their roof. And like, we thought, oh, that was so cool. That's amazing. Girl, that's neglect. Your mom doesn't care because she doesn't care. That's not a good thing. They should care. And sometimes I feel like when you're a high schooler and you feel like your parent is strict, your parent actually really just cares about you. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would promote smoking at all under 18 or 21. Do you ever get anxious about the bad with smoking? Yeah, of course. But also that is just a side effect of weed. Like, of course, a chemical change is happening in your brain. You're going to have a natural anxious feeling about that. That is just science. I am not anti-science Republican. Like, I believe in the facts. I believe in the truth. And your brain is going to have a little bit of anxiety or create a little bit of anxiety when the chemicals are changing, when you are inducing your brain into because of a drug-related substance. There's going to be anxiety involved. But also, whenever I start feeling anxiety about things or overthinking or going on a thought spiral, whether it's like an edible or a joint, I always pause and tell myself, like, this is the weed talking. This is the weed anxiety. This is not based in reality. This is just me being anxious for no reason. This will pass. You just gotta feel your way through it, but understand it's not based in reality. You know what I mean? How do I start sleeping with boys like I want to, but I'm so scared and I don't know what to do? LMAO. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to get laid, I guess. So, you want to get laid. You want a boyfriend, or not even a boyfriend. You just want some dick. Valid. Listen, everybody needs some every once in a while. I'll never hate on what you got to do to get what you want to get. All right. Here's what you do. Here's how you get it. You get your friends together, you get your girls together, however many. You get together, you hang out, you do each other's makeup, you start pre-gaming. There is no better feeling than the girls getting together and just getting ready to go out and building hype and enjoying each other in that sort of way. That is the best feeling ever. It feels like a coven meeting. It feels like it's 1775 and we're all witches having a meeting. Like, it feels healthy, it feels fun. Great way to build just like feminine energy and positive energy in yourself is to have your girls around you hyping you up, getting ready, drinking, dancing, listening to your favorite playlists. Then you're going to go to the bar, you're going to go to a club, you're going to go to your favorite spot, whatever it is. You're not going to go to a new one. You don't want to go try a new place. You want to go to a spot that you enjoy, a place you feel comfortable, your favorite club, your favorite bar, wherever the hotties are, you know what I mean, wherever is the local spot. We all have one. You and your girls, you're going to get in the Uber, you're going to grab that aux, you're going to play your favorite music, you're going to get to the bar, you're going to get to the club, and what you and your friends are going to do is you're all going to go to the bar together, you're all going to get drinks, and then you're going to get on the dance floor. You and your girls go dance, get some energy out, get some nerves out of your system, get some drink in you. You're going to feel like the hottest, baddest bitch. Your friends are there hyping you up, you're dancing, you're getting the anxiety out of your system. You've had a couple drinks by now, so you're socially lubricated. Next, you're going to go to the bar alone. Okay? You're going to go to the bar alone, and when you walk up to that bar, you're going to look to your left, you're going to look to your right, and you're going to find, boop, the hottest person there. The hottest guy at that bar alone. You're going to find him. You're going to walk your ass right up, and you're going to go, you want to take a shot? What are you drinking? Hey. You want to go smoke? Literally anything of the sort will work. I promise. You don't have to have a crazy pickup line. It can be something as simple as, you're buying me a shot right now because I'm standing in front of you. Maybe you'll be like, hey, I'm good, I got a girlfriend, cool, whatever, watch the next one. Maybe you'll be like, oh, you know, whatever. If he isn't into it, he isn't into it. Go find the next hot guy. There's plenty of them out there, you know what I mean? Simply walk up to one and ask. Like, I guarantee like 98% of the time that simply will work. I promise you, it will. You're gonna walk up to him, ask him for a shot, ask him for a drink, say, hey, you want to buy me this? What's your name? You get your drink, you get on the dance floor, and then you try and build some chemistry. This is when you do the vetting process, and I think having a vetting process is really important. You don't just get the free drink and then go home with him. You have your vetting process, you go dance, you build some chemistry, you make out. You know, are you having a fun time? Can he conversate with you? Are you building that chemistry, building that energy? Are you guys feeling each other? Great, fantastic. That's when you go home, you get laid. Perfect, beautiful, amazing end to the night. But also, if you were there and you're like feeling him out and trying to build chemistry and it's just not there and you're like, oh, this guy's a weirdo, your friends are still there. Your friends are still there having a good time in a group, and you have somewhere safe to retreat, okay? You have somewhere safe to go back to if you're like, no, like, I cannot with this man, I do not want. But it's important to have a vetting process and like a backup just in case. But I feel like this exact recipe is the perfect way to get laid, perfect way to have dick by the end of the night. And if you don't, guess what? You're still out with your friends. You're still gonna have a good time. Go home to your vibrator, like whatever. But if you want to get laid, that is the recipe. I'm not gonna be like, get on your nearest dating app and ask them to come over. I love an organic moment. I love a vetting process. I love a night out with the girls. I love a divine feminine kind of experience. And I feel like that is the perfect way to do so. Is it bad to stay together when he wants forever and I don't? He knows I don't want forever, ... Yes, girl. Why are you wasting this man's time? I mean, I guess he knows you don't want forever, but also like, what is the point then? I mean, I guess momentary fun, But also, I feel like you both have to be on the same page for it to be actually like a healthy momentary fun. It's okay to get in like a small little fun little fling for the summer and understand like we're going to have fun for this amount of time and move on. It's not forever, but you both have to be on the same page for it to be fun. If he's just like, well, she's good enough and no one else will love me, and you don't love that man, girl, set him free, please. Oh my God. I'd be so mad if my boyfriend was like, she's good for now. I'd be pissed. Leaving is an option. Speaking of, someone said I slurp that dick every day and he won't make it official with me. Girl, you could be slurping dick of someone who loves and cares about you. I'm sure you'll have a much more fun time. I promise. Please, he does not deserve kindness. Like, some men don't deserve kindness, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to show it. Thoughts on age gaps in relationships. I'm 19, he's 27. He is basically a predator. I understand you're a year over 18, but he is 27, 27, 27, 27. I'm 24. I couldn't even imagine going a year younger than me. 27, 27, almost 30, 27. You're not even 20 yet. That man is not dating 27-year-olds because they look at him and they know that he's a loser. Please see that. Please free yourself. I think some fun bonding things that I'm going to create for us is I want to make like a group playlist that we can all add to, like a group Sesh playlist that everybody can just add their favorites. I think it'll be a great way for us all to kind of just experience, connect with each other, and also get some new music out of it. One of my big goals this spring summer is listen to more music. I feel like I always need something playing in order to like make my brain work. Whether it's a podcast, a YouTube video, but I want to lean more into music this year. Anyways, I think that's it for the podcast, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying tuned while I re-recorded this and sat down with you guys. But I think I got to a little bit more questions than I did on the first one. Thank you for submitting your questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and showing up every single week. I really appreciate you all so very much. You are so beautiful and amazing, and I would not be here without you guys. So thank you for not only showing up for me, but also for yourself. I love hearing your growth stories and being like, oh, I used to do this, but now I don't anymore. Thank you for showing me. Like, I appreciate that I can provide that for you guys, but I love you all so much. With that being said, I think I'm going to go on a hike, go change into my hiking outfit, get some more food in me. This week I'll be posting a mango sticky rice recipe on my Instagram, as well as a couple other posts I have planned. Instagram at Hannah Marlene if you want to check out what I'm doing. I always post on my meme account weekly, but that, and then also I'll be uploading a Patreon only podcast on Thursday, patreon.com/smokeseshshotty. If you want your question answered, I answer every single question that my patrons submit. I want to make sure I get to every single one of you if you have a question. So if you have something dire, feel free to join. You get so much more extra content out of it than just a Patreon only episode. We do weekly journal prompts. We do Monday manifestations. I try and keep you updated on astrology, what's going on in the stars, and some DIYs, things like that. I'll be uploading a room makeover video for you all very soon on the YouTube. YouTube is at @smokeseshshotty, I believe, but that's where you can find me. I love you all. Stay sexy, stay hot, smoke a weed, have good sex, eat good food, love yourself. What's better than that? Happy Taurus season. Love you. Chat soon. Mwah.